Hi everyone, welcome to Crafted Claims. So today we will be learning how to make chevron bracelet making. This is actually not a bracelet but actually a pattern which will hold on to a stick or holder. The stick will be here, like here, and then this pattern will come onto that stick or hanging onto that stick. We can hang this pattern like that stick anywhere in the wall, just like a decorative purpose. This is actually a photo of me and my friend. I have made this pattern using braceletbook.com. I'll give the link in the description. You can make any pattern very easily in that website. And I just have uploaded my photo to that website, and they gave me the instant pattern. And I have added one extra row at the bottom and the top. Coming to the pattern, if we look at the pattern, there will be 50 boxes in each row, so I'll be needing 50 base strings. They are the strings which will hold on to this pattern, which will hold on to this mustard color and also the purple color. So they will not be visible. You can use any color. Like I'll be using white in my case, but yeah, you can use any color. So I'll be taking one stick, tying 50 strings to that stick or holder, and also I'll be using like one mustard color string and also one purple color string. I'm not sure like how much length it's gonna take for this mustard and purple color, but for the base string I can like roughly estimate, like for this, for each for 4 rows I'll be needing 1 centimeter of string. So I'm having like 30 rows in my pattern, so I'll be needing around 10 centimeters base string. So just to be sure, I'll be taking around 30 centimeters of base string. As I have said that I'll be needing around 50 base strings, so I'll be taking it in pairs. So I need 25 base strings, each around 30 centimeters. This entire string is of 60 centimeters, like more than that, because I have like taken a rough calculation of like this 15. This is a 15 centimeters scale, so 15, and again 15 centimeters and some extra, like just a rough calculation of 60 centimeters. I'll take this string and I'll try to tie a knot to that holder. So I'll take this string from under the holder and then form a loop. Once that loop is formed, I'll pull the rest of the yarn through that loop to form a nice and secure knot. So once that knot is formed, I'll have two strings holding on to that holder. So this is what I mean when I'll be forming two base strings. So I'll be tying similar knots all over this holder and then make 50 base strings, which is like 25, using 25 strings. Once the 50 base strings are tied onto that holder, I'll have to tie the purple and mustard color yarn to that holder as well. So in order to do that, I'll take this purple and mustard color strings and then try to make a similar knot onto that holder. So we need this purple and mustard color strings onto that, hanging onto that holder at the starting of these base knots. So I'll bring these two yarns from under the holder and then try to make a magic knot here. You can find the tutorial for the magic knot in the YouTube shorts. I'll also add the link in the description. Once that knot is formed, we will have a similar loop with which we tied the rest of the base strings. So I'll have one loop, and through that loop I'll bring both the mustard and purple color balls of yarn, because I don't know the length, like how much length it would take. I am using the balls of yarn. So I'll tie a knot which is similar to the rest of the knots we have used to tie the base knots. So with this technique I'll be having 50 base strings and also one purple and one mustard color string at the start of these base strings. So in my pattern, how I'll be going is, in for the first line I'll be going in this direction, and for the second line I'll be going in the backward direction, making knots again two and again fro. So I'll be going in to and fro direction down the pattern and making this entire picture. So for the first line I am having all the yellow color, and in the second line I need the purple color also. Now at present I have the purple and yellow here before the base strings. So when I am making the starting line knots with the yellow color, I'll be bringing that purple color also along with it until here, so that I can make or start with the purple from here in the second line. So I am making preparation for the second line when I am making it, like when I am making the first line itself. So we will take the first string from the 50 strings and then make two knots with the yellow ball of yarn, because we have all the yellow boxes in the first line. So what I'll do, I'll make it four structure, catching the white yarn with my left hand and then making a loop and then pulling the ball of yarn through that loop. So once we pull that yarn to the top, one loop or knot will be formed onto that white base string. So after one knot, I'll cross the purple yarn and make a second set of forward knot. So this is called forward knot, making a four structure and pulling the ball of yarn through that loop. So for each base string we will be making two knots, two forward knots. So in the first line I'll be making the forward knot, and in the second line I'll be making the backward knot. But we will take the purple yarn only till half of the first line, so that we can leave it there and use it in the second line. So with this two knots onto that second base string, so we have completed two base strings, and then we have to move to the third one. So we will be making two sets of knots on each of the base strings. So I have completed 34 base strings. So I will stop using the purple color yarn from here. So when I am making the yellow color knots onto the rest of the base strings, I'll stop taking the purple color yarn and leave it in the 34th line itself. And I am segregating the white color base strings into sections. So the first section is for the yellow color, second section is for the purple color, and the third is for again yellow and then purple, so that it would be easy for me. So I'll keep the yellow color or purple color yarn along with after the 34th base string, and then start making the forward knots onto the 35th base string. So this knot would be same but without the purple yarn in between. So I'll make two forward knots onto the 35th one. Similarly, I'll make for the rest of the line. So once the first line is completed, we just have to gently push all the knots into one straight line. Here I am using scale to do that. Here I am separating the yellow boxes or the yellow knots we have to make. So from 50th line to the 35th line, we will be making the yellow boxes only, or the yellow knots only. In order to make the backward knot, we will take the last string and make the similar four kind of structure but in the opposite direction. So once the loop is formed, we will pull the ball of yarn through the loop and then tie the knot by pulling the yarn to the top. So we have to make a similar one more knot onto that last base string, so that would make two knots onto that last string, and this is how we will be making in the entire second row, two knots onto each base string. So once the first one is done, we will take the second one and continue to do it until the 35th base string. So I'll be making the purple knots from here because we are having four purple boxes. So for now I'll be making four purple knots. So I have separated the four base strings onto which I have to make the purple knots. So the knots would be the same, but I was making it with the yellow color. So I'll make one purple knot and then cross the yellow yarn, because we need the yellow yarn in the further rest of the line. So I'll cross the yellow yarn and then I will make one more purple knot. So the same thing we are doing in the opposite direction and also with different colors here. I have done the same thing for four base strings. Next is I am making the yellow knots. So once that is done, I am making the purple knots. So we just have to check the pattern and make the knots depending on our pattern. So once all of this is done, push the line so that it will be even. So we just have to think, like if the alternate other color is used in the next line or the next boxes, and have to make it accordingly. And it is very important to push like this after each line, because the height in the middle can be little more than the ends. So by pushing like this, it will be even. So this is my last line. I'll be going in the backward direction because this is the odd row, and I'll be leaving the purple at the end because I don't need the purple color yarn here. So all this line I'll be making the backward knots, and then going to end this line with the yellow color. After my last line is done, I'll be securing that line by tying knots. So I'll take 4 strings and then tie a knot. So in this manner I'll be having 13 knots. Because I have 52 strings, I'll be taking 4 strings. You can take any number, you just have to divide it equally. So in order to form the knot, I'll be taking a purple color string because I find the purple color pretty, and then I'll be taking around 10 to 15 centimeters of the string. So here I'll be making one backward knot. So I'll take white string because in all other 4 strings I'll be having white in common. Once the backward knot is done, it will be secure enough, but I'll be making one more knot at the bottom using the purple color string. So I have taken the separate string, right? I'll be using it here to make a separate knot at the bottom. I'll take this extra string and then place it on top of that 4 strings. So I'll leave some extra gap at the top, and also I'll bring it back to the top. So one loop is formed at the end. So I'll catch in between, and then now I'll turn this larger string at the top to turn around this 4 strings. I'll turn it around like 2 to 3 times so that it will be strong enough. I'll have one string at the top and also one string and loop at the bottom. So I'll pass this string through that loop. So after this I'll pull the top string and bottom string. This will form a nice and secure knot. Once that knot is formed, I'll adjust the height of that knot and then cut off the extra edges. So this is how we make a knot at the bottom using the purple color string. So similarly we will make one backward knot for each 4 strings, and then also we will make one purple color knot below that. So like this we will be having around 13 knots. Once that is done, I'll be trimming off the extra white color knots. I'll be trimming it in pairs because I don't want a rounded bottom. So I'll take one string here. I'll take it quite lengthy because I want to hang this hanger with the help of those string. So I'll tie one knot and then make a circle out of that string. You can just simply make that string holder, or just you can tie one knot. So it's basically up to you how do you want to make it stand. So I was deciding to keep it like this, but in order to make it strong enough, I'll just rotate it around that ending a couple of times. I have done this kind of rotations on both the sides, and this is how it looks at the end. I can hang this string to any wall. I hope you have made a wonderful pattern too. Thank you for watching.